What's going on, Leo? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the week of November 20th to the 26th, 2023. So, in this reading, Leo, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the upcoming week. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you, and so much more regarding the 20th to the 26th of November, Leo. But before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, Leo, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Leo. So, without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy for you, and we'll see what's coming your way for the upcoming week, Leo. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Leo. Okay, really interesting energy that you have going on here, Leo, for sure. I do feel like, right now you're having to deal with a bunch of changes that you've been telling yourself you're going to make. So like the feeling that I get is like the time to act is now when it comes to the changes that you've been telling yourself that you're going to make, whether this is in love or whatever. I feel like it's pretty big for a lot of you. So before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe. And these oracle cards contain the energy that you need to embody, the energy you need more of for your own highest good. And the first one is actually an outsider. So I just feel like this energy of before you can become an insider, you need to be an outsider. And this tells me, Leo, that, you shouldn't be afraid of feeling like you're in a completely new energy, an energy where you don't feel like you're at home. I feel like there is a frequency of you creating a new home, a new energetic home somewhere that involves you kind of feeling like I don't belong here, I'm not from here. Whether this is you starting a relationship with someone that you kind of feel like I'm not at home yet, I don't really feel comfortable. This is definitely to embrace the uncomfortable, especially in any sort of situation that makes you feel like I'm the new, embrace the feeling of being the new kid at school. So whether this is like a new skill that you're learning, or a new relationship, or a new place that you're moving to, because there's clearly a lot of new energy in your life right now. Embrace the feeling of being an outsider, and then bring that Leo sun energy into it and shine your light on it, because that's the thing about you, Leo. It's like you could go to some sort of like rural town, and you just deciding I'm going to live here the rest of my life, it already becomes more exciting for the universe if a Leo lives there. So there is this energy of like right now, you feel a little bit on the outside of love. But it's up to you to like bring your own energy to create the love. It's like really up to you to pour your energy into something that feels a little bit precarious, that feels like, I don't know if this is worth it. It's just not a natural fit. So there is something here about like you working through something that doesn't feel like a completely natural fit at first. Whether it has to do with love, I don't know. The next energy you need more of is traveling. So it's a good idea for you to actually travel here, and travel maybe to somewhere where you feel like you are an outsider. Whether this is you're dating someone new where you feel like I don't really, feel at home here, but we're going to see if it works or whatever. Don't be afraid to be an outsider in a new location. Travel to a place in your consciousness, if it's not physical, where you feel like I don't know this subject. Like there's something here about definitely embracing a feeling of coldness for you to then bring your warmth into the situation, because there is this feeling of like things that already feel hot, things that already are known, that are clear for you, like are not bringing you happiness anymore. I don't know, I just get that. So whether you're traveling in your consciousness or whether you're physically traveling, don't be afraid of travel, and don't be afraid to feel like an outsider. So some of you literally may be changing your residence, where you need to like bring the sun life force energy of Leo, fun, clarity into a situation, okay? So just be aware of that. You also have the number or the card of participation, and this is another fiery energy. This energy definitely tells you not to hermit away. The number 4 in this particular card is similar to the 4 of Wands, that you need social connection at this time, participation with other people in order to create something. I feel like it's really important to you. So you have travel and participation. So bring your own energy into whatever new situation that you basically feel like an outsider in, because I feel like it's going to be different things for different Leos, but that's what we got going on here for you. And I feel like you're committing to something that you're not really totally sure about. Like there is, like the whole energy of this reading is you committing, putting your energy into a person, place, or thing that you feel like I'm the outsider in. But I'm telling you that energy is not going to last for long, and then your fun, loving Leo energy is going to soak up everything and it's going to transform. But it's kind of on you to make the jump. I don't know, whatever it is what it is. Here we go to get into the tarot. Your opportunity is the Hierophant. And this usually has to do with tradition, commitment, and the Hierophant is the bridge between the spiritual world and the physical world. So some of you that are into spirituality may actually have an opportunity to really become an authority in a place that's just, it's dried up, it's barren. To be honest, when I saw the tarot game before I started becoming a tarot reader on YouTube, I was like, everyone kind of feels like an outsider in this world. Like, yeah, everyone knows their favorite tarot reader on YouTube, but like, there's just still this like weird association with tarot of being like fringe, kind of like weird. Like, would you like a tarot reading? And I had to bring my own energy to change that, to make tarot stock soar. The reason why I'm telling you that, because I feel like there's some sort of tradition that you might create. It's like the idea of like being, like establishing a new church. Like that's obviously very like weirdly traditional, but whether this is a relationship, your opportunity is to commit to tradition. Okay, so for a lot of you, I do feel like there is a relationship here that's opening up for you, even if it feels a little bit sketchy. There may be red flags in a relationship, but nevertheless, there could be an idea of commitment here. So we're going to have to clarify why the Hierophant is your opportunity. But I feel like definitely like bringing your own traditions into something new where you feel like an outsider, or whether it's a relationship, career, or a new place or something, that's what's going on here. And for a lot of you, like, don't be afraid to view yourself as an authority in some sort of way. I feel like the Hierophant in your opportunities for you to become an authority, whether this has to do with your own work or whatever. There is a frequency, Leo, of like, that I would advise is like, avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Avoid stepping into a great city's shoes. Like, the frequency that I get from this reading is like, you're moving your life to a place where you're going to be the head honcho. You're going to be the boss. There is no one to look up to, and that can be scary because you need to be a trailblazer. So whether this is a relationship, maybe you're dealing with someone who never really had a great relationship, you're the first one, etc., vice versa. I just feel like there's this energy of you stepping into leadership and authority in a place that like other people could just overlook, but you need to play the long game potentially with it. I don't know, that's just what I get. Your challenge is the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands in your challenge, this is a card of travel for me. It's a card of youthful enthusiasm and fun and kind of an exploratory energy. So I feel like your challenge is the exploration process and like kind of stamping, like whether you're exploring a relationship, a new territory, whatever it is that you feel like an outsider in, I feel like there's this energy of exploration that you have to get through. Because there's opportunity for commitment right now. So some of you are feeling like you need to explore a relationship before you're ready to commit to it. And for some reason that's related to your challenge, okay? Because these, like your opportunity and your challenge, are quite different energy, quite juxtaposed here. Okay, so you may feel like whatever it is that you're moving towards, I feel like you feel is like immature or underdeveloped. Whether there's a new person you're committing to here, you could feel like they have a lot of issues that are underdeveloped, or the place or the new job that you're moving towards. Like me, when I started to go into the tarot space, I was like, we need to change this. This is trash. Like we need to like get more like real readers like coming into play. So something like that. I don't know. And then when it comes to your overall general energy, Leo, it's quite interesting. I mean, you have the Two of Swords, you have the King of Cups, and you have the Page of Cups here. So for a lot of you, you could be facing a relationship issue where there's a real gap in maturity here. And this could be you and the new place that you're arriving to. You know, whatever this travel and outsider, like whether you're in a new company, like starting a new job, or you're dating a new person or something, you could just feel like there's a gap in maturity that needs to be bridged here. For others of you, you're going to actually feel like more of a merged energy between these two, which is good. Definitely a pretty emotional week for you, but you have this. And so I do feel like for some of you, Leo, you know, there's this kind of like bipolar experience you're having in relationships where you're not really sure about someone's love. You're not sure if someone really is like unconditionally loving you or not. We're going to have to see, because if it was just this and another card, I would say like expect great things with a relationship, but because this is here, I don't know. So we're going to have to keep going. But when it comes to what you don't see coming, you have the Ten of Cups, the Six of Swords, and also the Queen of Wands. And I feel like you're moving away from some sort of old ideal. You know, it seems like something is dried up in your life. Like the place where you thought you were going to be your happily ever after, it could be with a certain person, a place, or a certain career is ending. Like some sort of thing that you were telling yourself, this is what I'm going to manifest as my happily ever after. I feel like you're moving away from it, and you're moving into more of like a pioneering, individualist, authentic, you know, thing that you got going on here. I feel like the Queen of Wands is your own energy, and it's a little bit scary for you to move away from some sort of like emotional ideal and kind of stand on your own 2 feet alone. But even if you like, I feel like you're alone, but you still have this relationship going on. But there's just like this weird, I don't know, like this weird feeling that I get from this reading around relationships. So we're gonna have to clarify. There could be a new relationship that you're really like, it's bipolar a little bit, you know, like one day you're totally sold on it and the next day you're like, I don't know. It's kind of what I feel, to be honest with you. Maybe as a result of immature behavior, like someone could swing from really mature to immature, and that turns you off with the Two of Swords, King of Cups, and Page of Cups, something in whatever area. And so, and then when it comes to your advice, though, your advice, you have the World, you have the Nine of Wands, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. And I really feel like a major phase of your life is ending, Spirit is saying, but you're going to receive a reward for your trials here. The Nine of Wands has to do with unfinished business and a little bit of wounding. And so there's definitely an opportunity to heal something here, or to deal with unfinished business. And I feel like for a lot of you, this unfinished business has to do with you traveling into a feeling of an outsider. Okay, so this could be within a relationship, a new job, or whatever it is. There's definitely an opportunity to end a cycle and upgrade. Okay, that's what Spirit's advising you to do. And there's definitely about like a long period you're moving away from, because you have in what you don't see coming, the Ten of Cups to the Six of Swords here, Leo. So I feel like you're giving up on something, and you're like, you know what, that's not worth it anymore. Let's go into the new, but the new is still giving you problems. So I don't know. Some of you are really on the cusp of a really deep relationship, you know, committing to it, but it might just feel overwhelming to you right now. There's definitely a split between wanting like tradition and commitment versus exploration. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and see what it's about. Let's go ahead and clarify why the Hierophant is your opportunity. Why is the Hierophant your opportunity? Okay, yeah, the Hierophant in your opportunity, Leo, is clarified by the Three of Wands, the Four of Wands, and also the Ace of Cups here. And I feel like there is an opportunity for you to be in a relationship with someone that it's either you're not totally sold on them right now or it's just been taking a long time. You know, like the Three of Wands is like patience. It's like waiting. And it's in sequential order with the Four of Wands, which is the card of like soul family, celebrations, a rite of passage here. So there is this feeling of like you had to work through a lot of difficulties with someone in love, and you're still doing it. Like it's still going on, but there is this opportunity for new love in your life right now. And for most of you, I feel like this is something that has taken a really long time. Like you might have been an acquaintance with someone and now it's graduating to the next level, or you might have like been trying to date them and now it's getting like something's getting more serious that has taken a long time for you. And if this is not to do with love, Leo, if this is not to do with a person and your opportunity, then there's definitely some new phase of your life that's going to make you feel emotionally good when it comes to you being an authority. Instead of just like taking on people's ideas, you're really starting, like the frequency of this reading is like, instead of like, if you were someone who came to America, instead of just like getting off at like New York City and like establishing yourself where some other people are already established and it's easy because it's exciting, you're going to like Montana to like start your own town. That's the frequency of this reading. Instead of settling in an urban environment, you're going into like the like Midwest where like no one is, but you're going to bring the Leo energy. So whether you're bringing that to career or relationship, I don't know. I do want to clarify why the Page of Wands is your challenge. Why is the Page of Wands your challenge? Some of you could be dealing with like you feel like an immature individual. The Page of Wands is clarified by the Page of Pentacles and also the Hermit here. So there is this feeling of like a lot of like developmental plans that you have going on. Like your challenge is to think really deeply about how you're going to actually get it going here, or whether this is to do with a person, you're going to really reflect on someone's immaturity and like the amount of dirty work that actually has to be done to make this relationship work. Because here's the thing, like whatever new relationship you got going on, like yeah, there is an opportunity for love and commitment, but it's not like coming from a place of this is just like perfect Cinderella, the shoe fits. It's more like this is going to be a trip for everyone involved in this relationship. Like this is going to be a trip. So I don't know, let's see why that Two of Swords is here. Why is the Two of Swords here right next to the King of Cups and the Page of Cups? So, I don't know. Let's see. Some of you, if there's not a new love, you could just be moving away from something that feels like a big gap in immaturity versus maturity in love. Some of you, this is with the existing person that you're trying to make it work with, though. Yeah, the Hierophant keeps popping out, so hold on. Two of Swords in your overall general energies, clarified by the Ten of Cups, the Five of Cups, and also the Star. Okay, so I feel like this is, whether this is somewhere that you were living, a certain job that you had, somewhere you were living, or someone that you were seeing, in a relationship in the past, I feel like this is something that you finally, admit, this is not going anywhere. In terms of renewing it. Like, no more renewing a sad relationship, because here's the thing. Ten of Cups came out. That's a cue, because you have the Ten of Cups and you have the Six of Swords moving away from this. So there is this idea of, giving up, the analogy, instead of settling your whole life in New York City where it's easy, it's bumping, there's good energy, it's just this whole city sucks. I'm getting out of here. I'm not doing it even though there's benefits to it. It's just not worth renewing. So there could be a relationship that you're finally letting go here that opens the door to a new relationship. So some of you actually may be experiencing. Like, you want to take your time when you're committing to a new person because you're just getting out of something else. Like, there is that energy of like giving up on something and starting something new immediately. So and some of you that are traveling to a new place and you're going to feel like an outsider, like you're going to meet your person at a new location or within a new job. Like, doing something new is where you're going to meet this for a lot of you. But I don't know. Let's clarify why the King of Cups is here. So I do feel like there's genuine love with someone that you got going on right now, but there could be moving away from third parties on your part or the person you're dealing with in love. Let's see. Yeah, things are definitely happening fast in a new relationship. Yeah, the King of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Swords and also the Eight of Swords. So for a lot of you, this is going to represent the relationship that's closing out. Like, you could feel trapped in a new like now that this door is closed to you or whatever, you feel like trapped in a new reality where you feel like an outsider here. For some of you, though, you know, this is a new person or this is the person you're currently dealing with in love. The King of Cups clarified by the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Like, there could be a feeling of like being trapped with someone new, you know, in terms of commitment in a relationship. So that's why even if you're in a commitment, Spirit's saying take your time, like go slow. When it comes to new love, like your opportunities, the Three of Wands, take your time with new love to the Hierophant, because there seems to be like something that still needs to be closed out, you know, or that's closing out with you or your person in love. And it could be like all happening at once, so it's pretty scary. Let's clarify why that Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is the centerpiece to your reading and what you don't see coming. That usually includes travel, and what you need more of is travel. So let's go ahead and see. Why is the Six of Swords here for Leo? Yeah, moving away from someone who is treating you like an option. And there's a negative third-party experience that you're just done with. Yeah, you're just surrendering, like, the mistreatment, I feel, of, like, I don't know. The Six of Swords is clarified by the Five of Wands and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like you're moving away from something that involved, like, competition, potentially in love with other people, that involved a third party or work that was just weird. You're surrendering it, or you're finally looking at it from a different perspective. So there seems to be like a new person, a new relationship is developing, but your whole life is a little bit chaotic, so it's scary. But now this reading is really about like closing out something with some, you know, with a different love situation. It could all be the same person. You have to use your intuition, you know. But I do feel like you're have a good sense of boundaries right now, so that's good. Yeah, let's clarify why the Queen of Wands is here and what you don't see coming. I feel like this is you looking into the future, being excited, standing on your own 2 feet. Let's see. Queen of Wands and what you don't see coming is clarified by the Four of Wands, the Four of Cups, and also the Death card here. So, yeah, I definitely feel like in what you don't see coming, there's definitely healing as a result of not settling for some sort of crappy situation in love. I feel like this is with a past person, whether this is to do with your work, you're healing from a very disappointing situation. Like, that's how you're moving away from a very disappointing situation that involved like weird third parties in love or work. And you have this transformation card. So I feel like you're moving towards a place where, once again, you still feel like you're an outsider right now, but that's not going to last for very long. Like, whether this is new love, I feel like there is passion within a new love relationship, but it seems to be like someone is still connected to a past energy, or someone's still healing from a past energy, a third party within your new connection. So I feel like that's important for you to realize right now, whether it's you or your person. So, let's just go ahead and get to your advice. Let's clarify why the World is here in your advice. The world and your advice is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, the Judgment, the Sun, and the King of Pentacles here. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are really changing your physical life at this time. Things to do with your money, things to do with travel, and like making a judgment. I'm just not going to be happy with this person. I'm just not going to be happy in this place or this job. And you have to embrace, not exactly knowing if something better is going to come along to replace it. Because you have to be a pioneer right now. New York City is poisoned. You got to go out to Montana right now. Okay, you need to start the own church of Leo. Okay, the church of what's happening with Leo is your opportunity. Like the Hierophant in your opportunity is like commitment, but it's really committing to your new life and just being an authority. Like I'm not gonna put up with this. Like I am who I am. Let's just also clarify the Wheel of Fortune in your advice, because it's like closing out a major soul contract, another one comes in, or just like a new cycle. Let's see, why is the Wheel of Fortune here? I keep seeing the World and the Wheel of Fortune next to each other for like so many signs, so that's interesting. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles and also the Three of Swords, and that's what this whole reading is about. It's like traveling to somewhere new where you feel like an outsider, because some sort of existing structure, like the legacy that you know yourself as, is causing you a lot of pain due to mistreatment, or it's just you don't have passion for life, or someone is mistreating you, and there is this third party energy in this whole relationship, or in this whole reading, excuse me. So a lot of you are just moving away from a lifeline that you thought was going to be there, or would have been your ideal, and now it's like, well, my ideal reality isn't gonna work, so now let's just like figure it out in the unknown with this new person or this new place. And that's your opportunity. If some of you try to stay in an existing structure, or with an existing abusive person or something that just doesn't make you feel alive, well, you're gonna be one of those people that die at 27 and don't get buried until they're 83. Like, you don't want to live your life on autopilot, being stuck in some sort of crappy dream, and that's what you're moving away from. Even though it's scary, you're going to be awake. I feel like your intuition is really on point right now. I feel like you're very tapped in spiritually, Leo, right now. I feel like you have like a primal, almost like hunter's mind. Like you're very awakened. Like you're right now, like the frequency of this reading is like you're in the forest and you're like, where do we settle our camp tonight? I need food. And you're in a powerful position, but you have a lot of free will. So I don't know, Leo, this is what I got for you. I hope that this helped you for this week, and I'll talk to you next.